Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Today, I have Magic the Gathering Arena open. I've been playing a lot with Roger Flemington and Benetron or Double Nat 1, whatever you want to call him. And I have amassed a bunch of packs. So I thought it might be fun to do a video going through these packs. Let's see, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19, 22 packs total I have to open, and I've been saving them for you guys. Thought it'd be fun to just open these up and kind of experience this together. I've been building some decks, been playing this quite a bit. I loved playing the card game back in college, and gave it up a little bit, and now I'm just kind of getting back into it with the arena. So let's go ahead, let's start opening up some packs and see what we get. All right, first pack. Okay. Oh wait, okay, these must be one card packs. Kenrith the Return King, legendary creature, human noble. Alright, so you can tap 1 fire mana and all creatures gain trample and haste until the end of the turn. Pretty sweet. 1 colorless, 1 forest, put a +1/+1 target. Target player gains 5 life. Target player draws a card. Put target creature card from her graveyard onto the battlefield under its owner's control. Roger, you know what's up, man. This would be great if you're planning to do that Door to Nothingness deck. That would be great to add in there. Alright. Calix Guided by Faith. Oh, it has Constellation. Whenever Calix Guided by Fate or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Whenever Calix or an enchanted creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a token that's a copy of a non-legendary enchantment you control. Do this only once each turn. Ooh, that would be fun to like couple with like pacifism or something like that. Alright, Kiora, Sovereign of the Deep. I see. Those 3 packs were intentional in just giving me these 3 to build decks around. Vigilance and Ward. Whenever you cast a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent spell from your hand, look at the top X card of your library where X is that spell's mana value. You may cast a spell with mana value less than X from among them without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Pretty sweet. Okay, let's go next. March of the Machine. Alright, we got a Goomfang Mauler. This is a 5/5 creature. Swamp Cycling. Back up to and Menace. Swamp Cycling is you tap 2. Discard this card. Search your library for a swamp card. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Oh, very cool. Wicked Slumber. It has Convoke. Convoke, your creatures can help you cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 or 1 mana of that creature's color. So with this instant, you can tap up to 2 target creatures, put a stun counter on either of them, then put a stun counter on either of them. Very cool. Draw a card, discard a card. Okay, pretty cool. Unseal the Necropolis. Each player mills 3 cards, then you return up to 2 cards from your graveyard to the hand. Very cool. Ooh, this transforms into a creature with menace, a 7/5 creature with menace. Can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Revenant Sailback, 3/4 creature dinosaur. When there's the battlefield, you can either gain haste until end of turn. Haste allows you to attack and not having to wait cycle. As soon as it comes in, you can attack or destroy target artifact or enchantment. Ooh, that's pretty sweet. Dina, Soul Stepper, legendary creature. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. Sacrifice another creature. Dina, Soul Stepper, gets +X +0 until end of turn, where X is a sacrificed creature's power. Ooh. Sacrifice a 7/7. This thing can get +7 on turn. Alright, and let's see what the rare one is. Ooh, it's a legendary. Sword of Once in Future. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from blue and from black. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, reveal 2. Then you may cast an instant or sorcery spell with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into the graveyard, exile it instead. Equipped 2. Oh, very cool. Right on. Let's open up another one. Alright, we got another Wicked Slumber. Wicked Slumber. Consuming Aetherborn. Backup 1, lifelink. Okay. Convoke. Cut short. Destroy target planeswalker that was activated this turn or tapped creature. Very fun. Common wild card. Redeem this wild card for any common card by adding the desired card to your deck. Sweet. Status field. Stasis field. It's enchantment, aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature has base power and toughness of 0. 2 has defender and loses all other abilities. Ooh, imagine like someone just puts out like a 10/10 Gigantosaurus. Put this on there. Can't attack because it has defender. Seal from Existence, enchantment with ward 3. Ward means whenever a permanent with ward becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player plays the ward cards. You must pay the troll toll. When Seal from Existence enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Seal of Existence leaves the battlefield. Very cool. Radha, Coalition Warlord. Look at that art. How cool is that? That's pretty dope. That is pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Sutton, thanks for subscribing. Very cool. Alright, let's see what we get. Oh, shoot. Shoot, Nanny, I missed it. Hold on. Just go to the cards. We gotta see what it is. Collection. Here it is. Dusk Legion Duelist. It's a 2/2. It's just a rare. Vampire Soldier with Vigilance. Whenever one or more +1/+1 counters are put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Very cool. Alright. Let's go back to the packs. First time I've gotten this one, Worry Thespian. When Worry Thespian enters the battlefield or dies, surveil 1. Surveil means you look at the top card of your library and you may put it into your graveyard. Just kind of nice, you know, if you get, like, say you have like 10 mana out there and it's like another mana you know you won't need, toss it. Whatever card comes next you get. Ooh, this is another transform card. Battle Siege. Let's see, it starts for when invasion of Eldraine enters the battlefield, target opponent discards 2 cards. And then it transforms into a flying 2/2 at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep if that player has 2 or fewer cards. 2 or fewer cards in hand. Prickle Fairies deals 2 damage to them. Deadly Derision. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, create a treasure token. And that treasure token, you tap, sacrifice this artifact to add 1 mana of any color. I have a cool token artifact treasure deck that's basically every time basically all my creatures have this, and what happens is whenever they die, I get the treasure to throw a 1/1 back in. It's pretty sweet. Bola Slinger, it's a 2/2 cat soldier, has backup 1 whenever this creature attacks, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Okay, Tranquil Quo if it's a land. Tandem Takedown. Instant. Up to 2 target creatures you control each get +1/+0 until end of turn. They each deal damage equal to their power to another target creature, planeswalker, or battle. And then, what is this? Progenitor Exarch. Enters the battlefield, incubate 3x times, transform target incubator token you control. Okay, and then transforms into that artifact. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, dang. Teysa Karlov, legendary creature. It's 2/4 human advisor. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Creature tokens you control have vigilance and lifelink. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Oh, okay, so it triggers more than once. If a creature dying causes... Okay, so say a creature dies, causes a triggered ability of a permanent. Okay, so let's say I have to tap something, some mana, or use an ability you control to trigger. That ability... Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, had to think that one through. Very cool. Alright, last pack of the March of the Machine. What was that? Okay, got another wild card. Yeah, 2/2, back up in lifelink. Storm the Seed Core. Distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among up to 4 target creatures you control. Creatures you control gain vigilance and trample until end of turn. Atraxia's Fall. Destroy target artifact, battle enchantment, or creature with flying. Yes! Yes! I hate flying. Arkanoid Adaptation. Instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. Etched Host Doombringer. 3/5. When Etched Host Doombringer enters the battlefield, choose one. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Choose target battle. If an opponent protects it, remove 3 defense counters from it. Otherwise, put 3 defense counters on it. Jury Master of the Review. It's a 1/1. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Jury Master of the Review. When Jury dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Very cool. You can really get rid of some of them big powerhouses as long as you have them in your control too. And then here's the instant rare Pylon. Has Convoke. Convoke, your creatures can help you cast a spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1 or the mana of that creature's color. In Surveil 2, look at the top 2 cards of your library, then put any number of them into your graveyard and the rest on top of your library in any order. So with this instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Surveil 2. Nice, that planeswalker comes out, you can just throw that Pylon on. Man. Alright. Now let's open up some Innistrad packs. Incendiary Flow. Deals 3 damage to any target. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. Okay. Humble the Brute. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater and investigate. Steadfast Cathar. Whenever Steadfast Cathar attacks, it gets +0/+2 until end of turn. Make Mischief. Deals 1 damage to any target. Create a 1/1 Red Devil creature token. It has, when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Alms of the Vein. Man, look at that artwork. She hungry. Target opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. It has Madness. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its Madness cost and put it into your graveyard. Spirit of the Hunt. This is pretty... this is a card I've used quite a bit. Creature, it's a wolf spirit. When Spirit of the Hunt enters the battlefield, each other creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf gets +0/+3 until end of turn. And Crawling Sensation. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere for the first time each turn, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. Okay, cool. Ooh, Haven Goal, Runebinder. It's 2/2 human wizard. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Then put a +1/+1 counter on each zombie creature you control. Very cool. Should we just keep going down the line? Let's do it. Dauntless Cathar. There's another Cathar. Exile Dauntless Cathar from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Activate only as a sorcery. Geist of the Archive. It has Defender. At the beginning of your upkeep, scry 1. Bloodbriar. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodbriar. Downyard Explorers. When Downyard Explorers enter the battlefield, investigate. Create a colorless clue artifact token with 2. Sacrifice this artifact, draw a card. Bloodflow Connoisseur. Sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodflow Connoisseur. Haunted Dead. When Haunted Dead enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white sprite creature token with flying. Discard 2 cards. Return Daunted Dead from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Spectral Shepherd. It's a 2/2 with flying. Return target spirit you control to its owner's hand. Let's see what our rare is. Ooh, Mind Rack Demon. Demon. It's a legendary 4/5 creature. It's a demon. Big on demon. When Mind Racked Demon enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. It has Delirium. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 4 life unless there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard. Nah, not gonna play that. Before we get into, we're getting into this next pack, but I just want to say, Magic is doing this awesome crossover with Lord of the Rings, and there is one card that everyone's going absolutely crazy for. It's the One Ring card, and maybe I can put a little picture of it up. Wait, I'm streaming, so I'm not on the full screen, but I'll put a picture of it up somewhere that shows you the one card everyone's sort of hunting for. It's like the ring from Lord of the Rings, and it's pretty cool. But I'm search for Middle Earth, Magic the Gathering, Middle Earth. I'm hoping to buy some packs. It's going to be fun. All right, let's get into it. Borrowed Grace has Escalate. Choose one or both creatures you control. Get +2/+0 until end of turn. Creatures you control get +0/+2 until the end of turn. Choose one or both. See, the difference is you would have to tap 4 if you wanted to do both. Okay. Wildfield Scarecrow has Defender. You can sacrifice, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. Ooh, let's do the Waltz. It's a sorcery. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Traitorous Blood. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains trample and haste until end of turn. Very cool. Nibelgast Herald. It's 2/1 creature spirit. Has flash and flying. When it enters when this or another spirit, a cool spirit deck maybe, enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature and opponent controls. That could be powerful. Ride down. It's an instant. Destroy target blocking creature. Creatures that were blocked by that creature has combat. Creature this combat gain trample until end of turn. Eternal Scourge. Alright, just a rare. You may cast Eternal Scourge from exile. When Eternal Scourge becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, exile Eternal Scourge. Very cool. Alright, Phyrexia. Whoa, all new cards. All new cards. It's a 4/4 with haste and Toxic 3. Very cool. I hate poison, so I probably never play it. When this bad boy enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. When you do, destroy target artifact and opponent controls. Blazing Crescendo. Target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Oil Gorger Troll. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Then, if you control a permanent with an oil counter on it, draw a card. Bladegraft Aspirant has Menace, which a creature with Menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Activate abilities of equipment you control that target Bladegraft Aspirant cost 1 less to activate. Twaller Drake has Flying. Enters the battlefield with an oil counter on it. It gets +1/+1 for each oil counter on it. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Trawler Drake. For Mirrodin, Blade Hold War Whip. Equip abilities you activate of other equipment cost 1 less to activate. Equipped creature has double strike. Ooh. Costs 5 to equip though. Get 2/2 little rebel there. And a rare. Slow Bad Iron Goblin. Sacrifice an artifact. Add an amount of equal to its sacrificed artifact's mana value. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. Very cool. Alright, let's open up another. Got another Twaller Drake, very cool. This is another Menace with Toxic 2. When it proliferates. That's a new one we haven't talked about. Proliferate. Choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. That's no land. Very cool. Choose one, search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle, and then you can proliferate. Bring the Ending. Very cool. For Mirrodin, equipped creature gets +4/+4 and has trample. There's that. Let's see the rare. Geth, Thane of Contracts. Very cool. You can read that there. Alright, we got 2 wild cards. Heck yeah, we got a silver wild card. Very cool. 2/2 with Corrupted. Whenever you cast non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Ichor Synthesizer. Oh, it gets +2 if it has 4 on it. Thrill of Possibility as an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card. But then you draw 2 cards. I mean, hey, come on. Churning Reservoir is an artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, put an oil counter on another target non-token artifact or creature you control. Create a 1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature token. Activate only if an oil counter was removed from a permanent you controlled this turn, or a permanent with an oil counter on it was put into the graveyard this turn. You're probably annoyed because I unintentionally put commas in there and paused at inopportune times. Alright, let's see our rare.
Stay close, stay quiet.
Ooh, a Planeswalker.
We'll be fine.
Kaito, Dancing Shadow. It's right above my head. Raise the roof. Very cool. It's +1. Up to 1 target creature can't attack or block until your next turn. You can draw a card. The -2 create a 2/2 drone. There's the 2/2 on there with Death Touch. Hate Death Touch. I like playing Death Touch. I hate playing against Death Touch. Alright. What we got here? Ooh, this is from 2023. Vexer. Air. Whenever you seek 1 or more cards, create a 3/3 colorless Phyrexian Golem artifact creature token. Golems you control have vigilance. Very cool. Ooh, each opponent discards a card. For each opponent who can't, you gain 4 life? That's pretty dope. Draw a card. When Contagious Vorak enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, proliferate. Furnace Strider. Furnace Striders enter the field with 2 oil counters on it. Move an oil counter from Forest Strider. Target creature you control gains haste until end of turn. Very cool. This spell costs 3 more to cast if it targets a creature. Exile target non-land permanent. There's way better cards than that out there. Kemba's Outfitter enters battlefield. You can either choose an equipment card in your hand. It perpetually gains equip. Target equipment you control perpetually gains equip. Norn's Fletchling has Toxic 1, and when it enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Plains into your hand. If an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, you may seek a non-land card instead. Very cool. Phyrexia. Whoa, that is creepy. This one caught my attention. Crawling Chorus. Oh yeah, Crawling Chorus has Toxic 1. When Crawling Chorus dies, create a 1/1 colors Phyrexian Might artifact creature token with Toxic 1, and this creature can't block. Well, very cool. Black Belly Rat. That's my nickname in college. When it dies, you get a Proliferate. Mephidros Slime. Very cool. Has Trample. March Toward Perfection. You get you get a boon with when you cast your next Pyrotrucian creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter and Death Touch counter on it. Draft a card from March Toward Perfection's spellbook. Very cool. Contagion Dispenser. When it enters the battlefield, proliferate. Whenever you proliferate during your turn, draft a card from Contagion Dispenser's spellbook. This ability triggers only once each turn. When Bloomhook enters the battlefield, proliferate. Spellbook 1 of 15. Okay, that's from the spellbook. What we got? Boom, 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 boom. Bunch of new stuff. Hexgold Sledge for Mirrodin. When it enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Goblin Gavelier into the battlefield. Equipped creature gets a +1/+0. Very cool. Deals 3 damage to any target. Proliferate. Ooh, these artifacts are cool. Furnace Skull Bomb. Sacrifice Furnace Skull Bomb, draw a card. Sacrifice Furnace Skull Bomb. Put 2 oil counters on target artifact or creature you control. Draw a card. Activate only as a sorcery. Phyrexian Atlas. Add 1 mana of any color. When it becomes tapped, each opponent who has 3 or more poison counters loses 1 life. Cutthroat Centurion. Sacrifice another artifact or creature. Cutthroat Centurion gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Activate only once each turn. Surgical Metamorph. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you weren't the starting player. You may have Surgical Metamorph enter the battlefield as a copy of any permanent on the battlefield, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Very cool. Alright, we got 6 more Brother Wars packs. We're going on 30 minutes. Let's do it. Oh, yeah. These are what the cards look like when I first started playing Magic. I may not look like it. I know I look young. And I am young. But, man, that just brings me back. Dwarven Forge Chanter has Ward. Ward is whenever a permanent with Ward becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays the Ward cost. And it has Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this card is exiled, it perpetually gets +1/+1. Very cool. Power Plant Worker. You can read that. Gnarl Root Pallbearer. 5/5 with Trample. When Gnarl Root Pallbearer enters the battlefield, target creature gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Create a tapped Power Stone token. And that Power Stone token is this mana can't be spent to cast a non-artifact spell. Soul Guide Lantern. When Soul Guide Lantern enters the battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. So you can tap and exile each opponent's graveyard. Sorry. Or you can tap 2 and draw a card. Choose 1. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. Remove 3 loyalty counters from target planeswalker. That's cool. If you weren't the starting player, you gain 3 life. And our rare. Okay, Rusko Clockmaker. Very cool. When it enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Midnight Clock onto the battlefield. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. There's the Midnight Clock artifact that it conjures. Tap 1 to add 1 mana. We can tap it to add a mana. Tap 3, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. At the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on Midnight Clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on Midnight Clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards and exile Midnight Clock. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Energy Refractor, when it goes in, you can draw a card, piece it together. Starting intensity 1, it has perpetually increases. Very cool. Machine over Matter. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control an artifact creature. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Whirling Strike. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample until end of turn. Evolving Wilds. Sacrifice Evolving Wilds. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Elsewhere Flask. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. You can sacrifice it and choose a basic land type. Each land you control becomes that type until the end of the turn. Got a wild card. Maybe that'll be another video. I was going to use my wild cards this video, but this video is running longer than I expected. So what we'll do, I think, for our next Magic video is go through all our wild cards and pick out what we want. And actually, maybe I'll do it on a live stream so that way I can get your guys' opinion and we can build a deck or something. That would be fun. By Elspeth's Command. It's an enchantment, a rare enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one that wasn't chosen during your last combat. Up to 1 target soldier perpetually gets +1/+1 and gains flying. That's pretty cool. Choose a soldier card in your hand. It perpetually gets +1/+1 and gains vigilance. Create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Very cool. I'm here for it. Ooh. I think it just gave us a wild card. Alright, there's a 4/4. Tap 2 untapped artifacts. Very cool. Wild card. Fog of War. You gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield. Grant all combat damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures with power 3 or less. Latinum Adept. Whenever you draw a second card, each turn put a +1/+1 counter on him. That's pretty sweet. Destroy up to 1 target creature with power 4 or greater. Choose a non-land card in your hand. It perpetually gains flash. Sigil of Valor. Whenever equipped creature attacks alone, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn for each other creature you control. If you tap it to equip it, and are rare. It's a 4/4 with hexproof from white and black. Whenever one or more knights you control attack, draft a card from Erratic Teal's spellbook. Ooh. Very cool. Okay. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a 1/1 counter on him. Melt through. Perpetually gains. Oh, very cool. May discard a card if you do draw a card. It's a good way to get rid of junk cards you don't need or want in your deck, or that you know you won't have the mana to put out for a while. Okay, we already got that one. Ichor Wellspring. When it enters the battlefield or is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Okay. Ah, sweet, a rare wild card. Oh yeah. Alright, 2 more packs. Let's get it. Very cool. Alright. Very cool. You get an artifact. Draw a card, you lose 1 life. Yep. Servile 2. Draw a card. There we go. Melt through. Creature, it's a Hellion. Great Desert Hellion. Starting intensity 1 with Menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice Great Desert Hellion unless you discard a card. If you discard a card this way, perpetually increase Great Desert Hellion's intensity by 1. When Great Desert Hellion leaves the battlefield, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to Great Desert Hellion's intensity. And Ivory Tower, at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain X life, where X is the number of cards in your hands minus 4. Very cool. Alright, last pack. Last pack magic, guys. Veteran's Power Blade. +2/0, you can equip Soldier. Very cool. Seek a card with mana value 2 or less. Aeronaut's Wings. It gives them flying. Very cool. Flying and haste. It's a 2/4. Sarian Lotus. Patch Plate Resolute. Chromatic Star. Pretty. Sacrifice Chromatic Star. Add 1 mana of any color. When Chromatic Star is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. And our final rare. It's Recycler. Very cool. When it dies or is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, conjure a card named Jixian. Guessing that's how you pronounce it. Recycler into your graveyard. You tap 2 to unearth. Unearth, it returns this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, and exile it at the beginning of your next end step, or if it would leave the battlefield. Unearth only as a sorcery. Very cool. Do we get packs? Nah. All right, thanks for watching, guys. That was fun. I've had those packs honestly in there for quite a while, and as in quite a while, like 2 days. But it feels like a long time when you just want to open them. But if you'd consider subscribing, it's free and it's fun. We do a lot of live streams, play a lot of horror games, play some Magic. I'd appreciate it. We always have a fun time hanging out. And I think in the next Magic episode, I'll go through and pick out all my wild cards. So look forward to that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.